Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. I'm Patty. I'm an intuitive, a reader, and a healer on the twin flame path myself, here to read you a message for your twin flame journey. I believe that if you have found this video and this channel, you've been guided to do so. If you love the content, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the tribe. Make sure that you tap into your intuition. Make sure that you are following your internal guidance. It's really important. And every thumbs up to the video is so valuable. I love every one of you. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and get into the reading. Welcome to the Twin Flame Mirror message. Welcome back to my subscribers. I'm so happy to see you, and welcome to new people finding the channel. If you have not been in a mirror message before, this is the he said, she said kind of spread between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It tells us about the energy of both of their head space, heart space, blocks happening, and I'll end that up with some oracle cards. So let's see what's going on in the collective right now. Make sure that you are tapping into your intuition, that you're always following your internal guidance first. Tarot readings are a heads up for you to make the best choices, most informed choices in your life going forward, but the choices are of course yours. So make sure it fits before you take it on, right? You're not the ugly stepsister in Cinderella. If it's your story, the shoe's gonna fit. Don't force it, okay? You are Cinderella. Let's get to the reading. I think I'm gonna start with some Palo Santo. Hope you guys are all doing really well. I've got brand new Palo Santo because it feels like a brand new day. I just did a reading the other guys on the 1111 portal. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It was a really powerful reading. It's about what you can be manifesting right now with this portal in your twin flame connection. What has just shifted in a big way. Okay? There we go. There was this heavy feeling of anticipation, just this really, really heavy feeling in the air, like there was a big change about to just pop off. And I feel like that's true for a lot of people. I feel like some major things just shifted. And so I'm really curious to see what the mirror message is going to bring this time. Some for me, some for you guys, and we're good to go. Nice, clean, clear energy. Spirits, angels, guides, ancestors, protectors, thank you for being with me here today and always. Help me be a clear and accurate channel for messages that come out for the watchers of this video. Let all of the messages that do come out be for the highest good of all parties involved. Grounding. Protecting. Archangel Michael, surround me with your protection as I surround myself with the bubble of white light protection. Okay, it's good to go. So we're starting with the headspace of divine masculine. Now remember, I am doing a new thing with my readings now. If in the comments of this video, this mirror message video, you ask me to draw you a card, in the next mirror message, I will draw you a card at the end. I'm doing that for everyone that asks it. So a little personal message, a one-card reading at the end of the video. That way I can connect with your energy more one-on-one. Please make sure that you're going to like the video. Give me that energy exchange. I really appreciate that. And you know, all readers appreciate that. It makes a huge difference in the growth of our channels and how well we're able to get that message that we're downloading out. Okay, so for Divine Masculine's headspace, we've got the Six of Swords. Okay, what's in Divine Masculine's heart space right now? Divine Masculine's heart space. Divine Masculine's heart space. Divine Masculine's heart space. Palace of Cups. And blocks right now, or challenges, things the masculine is working on, okay? Things the masculine is working on right now. What is masculine working on right now in this connection? Divine masculine. What is he working on? Remember, it's not he or she, it's energy. I know that a lot of readers say this, but not everyone gets it, so I want to make sure. It's not about gender. It's about the energy you're embodying. So you can be divine masculine and female, divine feminine and male. It doesn't matter. It's just your energy, okay? And in a dynamic like this, we do have a masculine and a feminine, you know, and it can be a same-sex relationship. It doesn't matter. I've got 2 cards for that. So I've got the 6 of coins and the 9 of coins. Okay, I'm going to do that. Let me spread these out a little bit. I got to have room for divine femme. All right. I'm feeling like I'm going to clarify with the same deck, and then I'm going to use the Good Tarot just for Divine Feminine. I think I'm going to have the decks divided this time. So, I'm not ready yet. Clarify the 6 of Swords, please, for Divine Masculine's headspace. Clarify the 6 of Swords. Tell me why the 6 of Swords is here. Really feeling guided. There's something specific in this deck that's going to clarify, that's going to be significant. Clarify the 6 of Swords for Divine Masculine's headspace. We got King of Cups and we got 7 of Cups. Yeah. And then clarify the Palace of Coins in Divine Masculine's heart space. Clarify the 7 of the Palace of Coins. Got the 7 over there. Palace of Coins in Divine Masculine's heart space. How's he feeling right now? Tell me about Divine Masculine's emotional state. Clarify the Palace of Cups. I'm going to have to look really closely at the cards, the artwork. There's something in the artwork this time that's kind of hidden that I need to find. I'm just hearing it. I'm hearing look, 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 look. Really look. Okay. Okay. All right, so we've got the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. And then one more for this, whatever Divine Masculine is working on, block challenge. What is he working on? Clarify this. Is it 6 of... so it's an 8. Why does that look like this? Oh, no, it is a 6. I know my Roman numerals. I don't know why that red is 8 to me. The 6 of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Okay. All right. And the bottom of the deck energy for Divine Masculine is the 5 of Pentacles. And then let's look at for Divine Femme. I'm going to have to move these over a little bit. These cards are humongous. The Tarot of Dreams is one of my bigger decks, but the Good Tarot is even bigger. I really like the smaller playing card size cards. They're easier to shuffle, but they're harder to see on camera, so it's kind of a toss-up which way to go. I just feel like it's not time yet. Hold on, let me shuffle a little bit for Divine Femme. I'm just not ready to pull yet. Spirit, we're talking about Divine Femme here. Divine Feminine here. Let's really center on Divine Feminine, please. Divine Feminine's headspace. I'd like to be very deliberate here. Divine Feminine's headspace. Divine Feminine's headspace. Divine Feminine's headspace. There's this feeling of calmness and deliberate action, very focused headspace for Divine Feminine right now. It's this huge manifestation thing going on. I feel like a lot of Divine Feminines are after that 11:11 portal in manifestation energy, because I'm feeling this very calm, meditative, focused energy. I don't feel like shuffling quickly. I'm feeling very, very, it's not heavy, but it's full energy. It's very powerful, strong energy, but it's focused and it's calm. I don't think I've ever picked up on this exact energy before for anyone. Very meditative. I just feel like a lot of divine feminines are consciously in manifestation. Consciously. 2 of water, so 2 of cups. Yeah. Divine feminines, heart space, King of fire, King of wands. Challenges, blocks. What's divine feminine working on right now, or what does she need to work on? What's going on there? I feel like what's she working on? Tell me what she's working on. Give me something present. Tell me what divine feminine is working on. The right card will come out. It's a Hermit in reverse. Okay. All right. Let's clarify this 2 of water in divine feminine's headspace. 2 of cups. Pisces energy. And, you know, oh, that leads me to say something. So, you know, I watch a lot of different readers, partly to learn, partly to see how other people do things, partly to get downloads, partly for my own connection. I don't watch as much for my own connection anymore as to get what I need to get from it on a whole person level, right? But you're not usually going to find me calling out zodiac signs, as in you're dealing with a person with this zodiac, or you're a person with this zodiac. And the reason that I am guided specifically not to do that on the whole. And some people do it like all the time, like every reading, they just like, you know, call out every zodiac that they're seeing. And I don't do that because I'm reading the energy of the cards. So, you know, all of the cards are associated with the zodiac sign. And I feel like for me personally, I'm not dissing how anyone else does it. For me personally, it takes away from the reading to convert everything to a zodiac, because I think it confuses you. I think it makes you feel like you have to be one, you or your person have to be one sign or another in order for it to fit then. Like something can be really resonating, but then you're like, oh, they didn't call one of our sun signs or one of our moon signs or whatever. And it's not really about the zodiac so much when I do tarot as it is about the energy that I'm feeling, like what's happening. I'm very practical. I mean, I'm a Capricorn. I'm a very practical person. And so to me, the cards are telling me what's happening, not necessarily the zodiac. Every once in a while, like this one, I heard Pisces on this one, and I'm going to say it because I heard it. But I only say it if I actually hear it in my head. I'm clairaudient, I'm clairsentient, I'm clairvoyant. I have a lot of clairs. So clairsentient is, you know, I mean, they're I don't want to go into like detailed definitions of everything, but I have a lot of different clairs. So I hear things, I see things, I get downloads, I just know things. But when it comes to calling a zodiac out in the reading, it's only when I actually hear it. So some people don't like that because they feel like it's confirmation for them if they always hear their zodiac. But to me, it's actually a distraction from the reading, and I try not to do that all the time, because then I feel like a message that's for somebody that they really needed, they might not take it. And anyway, that's why I don't do that in general. And when I do, it's pretty significant. So pay attention when I do. And then at the end of a lot of my readings, like my zodiac readings, I pull zodiac charms because I'm guided to do it then. But in the mirror message, I'm just not. So, okay, I'll get off that tangent. We're going to clarify this Two of Water. And we've got the Messenger of Fire. It's a Page of Wands. And then give me one more to clarify the Two of Water. One more to clarify the Two of Water. Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. I find it interesting that I got two alternative named decks. So a lot of my decks, the suits are the standard suits like you'd have in Rider-Waite or something. So you got Wands, Pentacles, Cups, and Swords. But in this deck, these two decks, they have alternative names for some things. Like in this deck, the Pentacles are coins, but all the other suits are the same, or the traditional. In this deck, we've got water, we've got fire. So water for cups, fire for wands. I think earth, it's very elemental. Yeah, earth for pentacles. I don't remember, swords is probably air. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't have any out right now, but so there's something about alternative ways of looking at things here that I feel is significant, because I didn't do this purposely. I just took what I was guided to take, the decks. I'm always guided to decks for a reason. It's never random. 10 of Fire for the King of Fire there. So there's some kind of thing that I'm hearing, and I've decided that I'm going to start listening and paying attention to what I hear, see, and feel a lot more than just what I'm reading in the cards in my readings. It's just a next level thing for me. It's time for me to do that. So my readings may change up a little bit. I'm probably not going to talk as much about the individual card and talk more about what I'm getting from the cards. I'll call them out as I put them down, but I'm probably not going to talk about the individual cards once I start reading anymore. Again, I feel like it might be a little more of a distraction than helpful, and it just lengthens out the reading too. So, King of Fire, clarified by 10 of Fire and 9 of Earth. And then the Hermit in reverse for Divine Feminine's blocks. Clarify there. I feel like there is a new way of looking at this connection and looking at the journey and looking at the individual journeys as a whole for these two counterparts. Clarifying the Hermit, I've got the Queen of Earth and the Star. And then the bottom of the deck energy is the Ace of Water. I mean, the first card out was a Two of Water, so that's interesting. There is something about the counterparts in this connection finding not just new perspective, not just like a Hanged Man energy or coming out of Hanged Man energy, but it's more of finding alternative ways to look at the connection, how it affects you, how you affect the journey for each other. It's very new energy. And when I do a mirror message, the reason I don't do them every week anymore is because I was feeling too much repeating energy, and it was just like, oh my gosh, recurring energy all the time. We're just talking about this karmic situation, and we're like, you know, masculines letting go of the karmic. They're finally seeing it. They're letting go. And it was like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks that was happening. It was crazy, and I didn't want to talk about it anymore. But the energy is very different now. I don't get karmic here at all. I feel like that is closed out for a lot of people. I feel like that energy of a third-party situation being a huge block in the connection, I feel like that's cleared out for quite a few people. And you know, I want to talk about that real quick before I even just read the cards. The mirror message is about a lot more than the cards that come out. It's about the overall energy and journey and, you know, keeping us on a good path. the best path possible. It's about us connecting as twin flames, and it's about sharing our energy and our experiences and moving each other forward. It's a support system. It's a safety net for twin flames. The mirror message is a big deal for me, and it's like probably the most important reading that I feel like I do for the twin flame community, and I may never stop doing it. I just feel like this is kind of what the meat of what I'm here for, is to do this. And I'm guided to do all the readings that I do, but this one is special because I feel like this one helps keep our collective on the path, understanding the nuances of things, that maybe seeing them in a different way, and getting a better understanding and moving forward in a healthier way. Because this connection can be crazy making, like crazy making. You can question your sanity right and left. Even when you've been here a long time, it's like, is this really happening? And a lot of people in the esoteric community doubt the twin flame connection as well. So you not only have all the doubters from the non-spiritual community, and you not only have self-doubt, but then you got the doubters in the spiritual community that really, it's a lot of resistance. And part of this journey, a big part of this journey, is learning to get into the flow of least resistance. And I want to make sure I'm clear about that. Getting into the flow of least resistance is not about giving up on what you believe in. It's not about surrendering, okay, this isn't real. It's not about anything like that. It's about surrendering to the fact of it's almost the opposite of that. It's complete belief. It is unquestioning faith in the journey, in your place in the twin flame collective, in your place with your twin flame, in your counterpart dynamic. It's about being so enmeshed in your faith that you no longer let the doubters and the haters and the questioning make you waver. It's about being very strong in your conviction, so strong that you don't need to get all 7 of Wands and defend it. So strong that you can, put up the hand in peace and say, okay, you are welcome to your opinion and your feelings, and you are in your place in your journey. That doesn't affect my place in mine. So you don't have to believe. You don't have to be in the same place that I'm in. That's okay. But it's not going to affect my belief in my connection, in my journey, in my path. And being okay with that, with those differences, the agree to disagree, and not letting it sway you anymore, not letting it not letting it make you waver in your faith, is a really big place to come to. Just get in that path of least resistance, where you're just flowing with this whole thing. Oh my God, everything changes when you do that. Everything changes. And there'll be bumps. There'll be times when you get out of your flow. And it's not about the fact that you get out of your flow. It's how quickly you transmute that and get back in. How easily can you transmute those moments of doubt and those moments of upset and get back in your flow? The more often you're in your flow and in that least resistance mindset and kind of spiritual space, the closer you are to union and being able to solve things, because your person then in turn starts to feel that too. When you are resisting your person less, when you are judging them less, when you are, conflict energy, when you're sending less and less conflict energy to your person, They have more and more personal energy to deal with their part of the journey. When you're constantly upset and throwing doubt, throwing shade, disappointment, and whatever, all that conflict energy, when you're throwing that at your person, even if you don't mean to, the more you throw at them, the less energy they have to actually do their work. And they have to, in the 5D, deal with that conflict energy. I mean, think about it. If someone has a task to do and someone else comes along and they're throwing a bunch of other tasks at them, it makes it hard to complete the first task. So, and when you throw shade at your counterpart, when you're throwing things that invoke feelings of shame or not enough or guilt or anger or whatever you might be throwing because you're feeling like they're not choosing you or whatever the reason is, they have to then deal with those feelings as a task, and it pulls them off of the real task on their journey, which is doing their personal work, so they can come to a place so you have a similar vibration. And you know, the more shade that you throw off, the lower your vibration is. You understand that too. So, and I've been there a lot. I'm not saying I have the highest vibration. I'm saying I really work to have a higher vibration than I used to. Your competition is only you. Your person isn't your competition in this journey. The karmic isn't your competition in this journey. No one else is your competition. Your competition is your former mindset, your former self. So whereas you might have been in a fairly low vibration at one point, you raised it. And so now your job is to keep it at that level, or if it starts to slip, transmute it back up. The more you do that, the more you're winning. And you're only winning against yourself. You don't have anyone else to be compared to. It's not about anyone else. It's about you, your individual journey. And the more that you keep your vibration high and you learn to transmute and when it starts to slip, pull it back, the more your person can do the same. You're setting the example, divine feminines. I'm really talking to divine feminines about this, but it's for both. But the more divine feminines keep the high vibration, stop throwing the shade, stay on their path, do their own thing, move forward, not fixate, not obsess. The more you transmute all those negative energies into positive stuff and stay in the positive and move forward in your life, the more this divine masculine can do that same thing. And once you get to the same vibration, and really all that means, I mean, we use such mystical sounding terms, right? Same vibration. It just means you're on the same page. Literally, just means you're on the same page. Because if this person is feeling good, is not feeling judgmental and ready to forgive and move forward, has nice healthy boundaries, they're not going to accept less than they deserve anymore as human beings, that this person just needs to get to that same kind of place where they have very similar mindsets, very similar feelings about things. So when they communicate, they're on the same page so you can communicate effectively. That's why you need to wait a little while to have communication. That's why separations happen, is so you can get on the same page. So your vibration is similar. And that's all that means. Let's demystify that. We have to it's not some big woo-woo thing. It's not. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be I'm sounding condescending or anything at all. Not in any way. I just want you to understand that it's not some mystical thing that you don't understand. This is something everyone can understand. Is that in order to communicate effectively and come to some agreements and come to some kind of harmony, two people, they just have to be coming from similar places, similar energy, where they want resolution, where they want positivity, where they are kind to each other and compassionate for each other is a big thing. So if you feel a lot of the times that you're not being compassionate towards your person because they did this or they did that, that's something actually for you to work on. I'm not saying you have to forgive everything for them and take them back if that's not what you want. It's not about that. It's about forgiving people for yourself so you're not hanging on to a bunch of negative crap in your life. And it's about moving forward in the best way. And that could be moving forward with your counterpart. And you have some kind of relationship, whether it's friendship or a lover relationship, whatever that's going to be. Or you choose to part ways, but amicably and happily. I mean, that's one of these things is the goal here. And only you can decide which goal you have in mind. Some people never come to that, and they're going to have conflict with their twin flame for the rest of their life, and they're going to start over in another lifetime. You can't make the other person do the work. All you can do is the best for you, and you're going to be rewarded for that, I guarantee you. Guarantee you, whether your person does the work, whether they come forward, whether you speak, whether you come to that happy place or not, if you do the work, watcher, whether you're the masculine or the feminine, doesn't matter. Your life is going to be so much better for it. Okay. All right, let's read the cards. I didn't mean to be off on a huge tangent, but I felt like it was important to talk about a couple of things. Like I said, it's more than what the mirror message is, a lot more than just the cards that come out. Okay. So let's start with Divine Masculine's overall energy. And I'm going to really look at the cards. So I'm going to take an extra minute here. I'll let you see the cards, but I'm not necessarily going to talk a lot about the meaning of the card or anything. So please forgive me if I have an extra few moments of silence between cards. Under the Five of Pentacles, we also have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So we've got two knights under there. There's a big feeling of the Divine Masculine overall being done with this counterpart connection being frozen out. They're really done freezing out their counterpart. They're done with the communication being over. There's this huge energy of wanting to as quickly as is practical for whatever situation is going on for them. Okay, let's preface with that. Quickly change the energy in this divine counterpart connection. It's been kind of a frozen mess. They feel like this masculine feels like they left the feminine to fend for herself, is what I'm feeling. This masculine really feels like they left the feminine, and maybe not all people are going to resonate with this little piece. For some people, this masculine left the feminine to literally fend for themselves. Like they knew they were leaving them in some kind of straits, maybe financially, where they had to scrape to get by in some ways. This feminine may have had a child. I'm seeing that here. They may have had a child with the feminine. The feminine may have been a single mom, something like that. But there's an immense amount of guilt from this masculine for moving on from this feminine and feeling like they really left her to her own devices, and that it took a huge toll on her. This masculine is really waking up to this energy and wanting to set it right. And the child thing, that's only going to resonate for like 20% of the people watching the video. You know, and a lot of people will watch, more people will watch it as time goes on too. So the people that are watching it like when it's being pulled, you know, maybe 150 people will watch it or something, right? the way that the numbers are going right now. But over time, eventually this is going to get watched a lot more, and there are people that are going to watch it later, is what I'm hearing. There's going to be more actually people that watch it later that are really going to identify with that feeling of the masculine having left the feminine to fend, and almost to beg from other people to, oh God, I hate that energy too. And I'm not saying that that's who you are, but I'm not talking about the reality of what the feminine actually went through or what she did, but it's the feeling of the masculine, that he left the feminine at the mercy of other people that might not have been so kind. And that really sucks. So, it's a real guilt and shame feeling from the masculine. Now for the other 80%, and that's a few, okay, for the other 80% of you, it's literally just that the masculine froze you out of his life, became cold to you, turned his back on you, and it took a big toll on you emotionally. Like it left you he feels like he kind of left you emotionally bankrupt. To where it's the feeling of leaving you to the wolves. Like, he left your life, he left you on your own, and then you in turn ended up kind of lost and taking scraps from whoever came along for affection. And I'm not saying that like that was a long period in your life or anything, but there's this definite feeling of the masculine feeling like, God, I fucked up. God, I fucked up. Look what I did to this person that just loved me. And with the knights here underneath this Five of Pentacles, we got the wands. And I really have to look at the cards too. I keep hearing just look. So, and I also picked up the Eight of Coins on that too. I didn't mean to, but I'm going to look at it. Oh, got a lot of apology energy here. Coming forward with an apology for sure. And there's a feeling of this masculine right now working on the apology. Like, what are the words I'm going to say? And I'm going to come in hot when I do. Come in with a lot of passion and a lot of clarity. This masculine is really feeling like I'm seeing a lot of earth and water energy here. I just want you to know that in this card particularly. And I know it's very much an air card, but that doesn't matter. It's still what I'm seeing in the background here. I don't want to talk too much about zodiacs. Some Gemini too. But I mean, the Knight of Swords here is riding a Pegasus, a winged horse. I mean, what's the fastest way possible you could get somewhere in a time where there were only horses? Would be to have a winged horse. There's a very fast moving energy. There's this desire to move quickly and not to waste any more time. And then the Knight of Wands here with the fire energy, he's riding a dragon. Again, what's the fastest way I could come in? And these animals are armored. So it's almost like there's going to be resistance, and the masculine knows it. It's like there's going to be resistance to the masculine coming forward to the feminine. And this masculine is very prepared to fight off anyone that doesn't agree. There is going to be resistance to this. You don't armor up like this, because armor is not very comfortable. It's heavy. It's going to slow you down a little bit. Like, you're wanting to go forward so fast, but then you add all that weight of all that metal. Imagine how much that would weigh. But despite the extra weight, they're adding it because I feel like they know that there are going to be people attacking the decision for the masculine to come forward and end, you know, this Five of Pentacles energy. And so this masculine is working very, very hard right now, not only on the right words for the apology, but on the strategy for coming forward. This is no joke. this strategy for coming forward, I mean, and I was seeing a lot of earth energy, so, you know, definitely some earth sign placements here, but it's someone, these masculines are people that understand that in order to come forward, they have to do it in the right way. And if they don't do it in the right way, it could get really mucked up. And it's partly because some other people will get in the way. Partly because they might get in their own way. They're really crafting the approach, the words, every single piece of it is considered here. But there is definitely this feeling and overall energy of the masculine wanting and needing to move forward in this connection and bring that feminine out of that frozen space that they left them in. They feel like they left them in. Now, I'm sorry, speaking as a divine feminine, I am no weakling. And if you leave me out in the cold, I'm going to go find myself a coat. You know, I'm resourceful, and I think most of the feminines here are like that. So don't feel like I'm putting the feminines in that space, like that's who you are, or you just stayed out in the cold and froze. And poor me, I don't see that. What I'm seeing is the divine masculine. This is their kind of a shame and a guilt about where they feel like they left them. They didn't do right by the feminine, that's for sure. Okay. So divine masculine's headspace. There's been so much conflict for this divine masculine in their life and their relationships. I think in their life as a whole that they're ready to move on to a more peaceful place. And I feel like they're ready to fight for it. And isn't that interesting, fighting for peace? Doesn't that sound counterintuitive? I really feel like this masculine is ready to fight for and defend the peaceful life that they want to have, because they haven't had it. Their sword has been up for so fucking long. They haven't felt a peaceful home. They haven't had that peaceful environment. And, you know, even though they've had so much love in their heart for this feminine, they've been silent about it for so long. I mean, they kept their options open. They didn't do right by this feminine. And, you know, and the whole time the key was right in front of them. But they had to go through some pretty gnarly options before they were able to recognize what was right plainly in front of their face too. I get like plainly in front of their face. This is a masculine who at some point during the time right before and up to and during the separation, didn't see it. And it was plain as the nose on their face. They had too many issues. You know, they were hiding too many things about themselves. I think that there was a definite feeling from this masculine that they didn't feel they were going to be completely accepted for who they are as they are. I feel like there was a lot of formative experience for this masculine that made them feel like they could never really be their true selves. Like they had to always hide the parts of themselves which are not desirable, which is really interesting mirroring energy, because divine feminines are the same way. There are things that are ingrained in us from a young age that, and you know, by people that are well-meaning even sometimes too. This is not always about abuse. It's, you know, it's about ancestral patterns and old stories that keep coming up generation after generation, and it's what we teach our children because we think it's the right thing and we're trying to help them. And you know, what we fear for ourselves, we don't want them to deal with, so we try and instill things in people. Let me give an example. So when I was a kid, I was actually a pretty average kid, but I had a little baby fat. You know, I wasn't the skinniest kid. And I had some kids that made fun of me a little bit, you know, because kids are cruel and that's what they do. And so my mom thought it was important to teach me how to hide my physical flaws. She'd teach me how to dress to hide this or to hide that, you know, and it was in her mind, she was saving me from being teased, you know, saving me from the world not liking certain things about me. And so I grew up thinking things about me were unacceptable. And it was a really destructive mindset for me, but it was not, there was no bad intention there. There was no bad intention. It's just what she was taught. And so she taught it to me. And it's something that would be perpetuated if I would have taught that to my daughter. My daughter's very different. I didn't teach her that. She has her own things, but I was able to break the cycle on that one. And I'm really grateful for that. But I don't blame my mother for doing that, because she was literally very well-meaning. And so the masculine here has similar things. I'm not saying it's that same thing, because masculine, especially if you're male-bodied, men in society have different things that are unacceptable. Maybe if you're too emotional, if you show your emotions, that's not acceptable. If you cry, that's not acceptable. You're being a girl. You're being girly. You're not a man. You're not tough. If you don't provide enough, if you don't make enough money, if you don't pay for the date, whatever it is. So, there are different things for different genders and things like that. But I see this masculine as someone that had an iron mask. I mean, he really had to conceal a lot about who he was. For some people, it could be some same-sex curiosity too, because I'm getting just a little hint of that, but it might just be like for one or two people. For most of you, that's not an issue. For someone out there is going to go, wow, yeah, that resonates. But this masculine doesn't want to wear this mask anymore. He's done with it. He's done with it. It's like this feeling of coming out of the cold in that way too. He wants to get a more peaceful place. He knows that it can happen with his feminine. He's willing to fight. He's willing to fight now to have peace later, is what I'm hearing. He's been silent far, far too long, and he's really thinking about his long period of silence here with a King of Cups. His big cup here, this big cup that this king has is empty. It's clear and it's empty. And it's like, I was silent so long, I kept it to myself so long, did all the love drain out of the situation? It's a sad energy. And, I kept my options open too long. I didn't come forward. I didn't give my heart. And where it was clearly all along, I mean, half of these cups have really good things. 5 of these cups have really good things in them, and only 2 have really negative things. So there's this feeling of like, most of my options were good. Like most of the choices, the roads I could have gone down were good, but I went down some bad ones. And even though it should have been plain, my insecurities and my fears, and maybe my ego, I'm seeing a lot about ego here, really pulled me down some of the roads where really painful things happened. And like everyone around me could see it but me. And this masculine is really reflecting on the choices they've made, the way they've been with their divine feminine, and what they want to do about it now. They're really willing to look at themselves. They're taking a hard look at themselves, their choices, who they've been, what they want to change about themselves, and the place of peace that they want to get to, not only with the divine feminine, but within themselves. Heart space for divine masculine. Just honestly wanting a happy, peaceful home full of love. And really ready to step into making that choice. It's a feeling of having dispelled any third-party energy and really, really wanting to get to a place where they can celebrate with the feminine. Take off the masks and just celebrate and let the cups fill up. Where they were once empty, where they became kind of a wasteland, a dry wasteland of cups. Well, what good is a cup if there's nothing in it, nothing to put in it? It's just a vessel. There's this feeling of wanting, in the heart space, wanting to fill those cups back up, wanting to celebrate with the feminine, wanting to make that passionate choice towards a new beginning, to a happy life, to a happy home. I think for a lot of people, this is a masculine that really would like to be in a place with their feminine where they feel like home again. I'm hearing a song. It's Love Song by The Cure. That's a special song for me. And I'm hearing it really strong. Whenever I'm alone with you, we feel like I am young again. There's a line in that song about feeling like you're home again. Feeling like you're home again. This masculine wants to feel like they're home again. And maybe the feminine is the only place where they ever really felt home. Okay, so things that the masculine is working on right now, getting balanced. For one, getting balanced in their money, for sure. There's a lot here about financial loss, and they're really trying to hang on to what they have now. They're learning who to give to and who not to give to. And maybe for the first time too, I get the feeling that this masculine is a really generous person, and that this is the kind of person that will just give and give of themselves, and not keep enough for their own life, for their own forward movement in their life. And this is a masculine that's getting balanced. He's no longer just giving out money. What is this symbol in the hand? I need to look something up real quick. This masculine is handing out something instead of a coin. And I'm pretty sure it's a zodiac symbol, and I want to know what it is, and I don't know this one. What is this symbol? It's, okay, here it is. What is it? You can see it here. It's Libra. Oh, that makes a lot of sense with the Six of Coins. Okay, so there's a feeling of this masculine being very just and being very fair in what they do with their finances. Look, if they left a karmic situation or a marriage or something like that, first of all, the first thing you need to know is that they're trying to be fair. And whatever fair means too. So if this partner was a good partner to them and it just didn't work out, I guarantee you that this masculine is dividing up assets, finances, property, or whatever in a very fair way. So it's really even Stevens, right? If this partner took advantage, if this partner, and there's different stories for different people, so I just want to make that clear. If this partner was in it for the money, because I'm seeing that too, if there were partners here for different masculines that were in it for the money, that were really just trying to take advantage, very greedy, this masculine is taking back their share. They are not going to give something to someone who doesn't deserve it. So there's a new understanding of what's fair here for this masculine. Their understanding of fair as in, how did you act? What were your goals? You know, were your goals to have a loving relationship and it didn't work? And, you know, maybe I've been providing for us for 25 years. This masculine is going to be very fair in making sure that that feminine going along their way is taken care of for as long as they need to get on their feet, right? If this masculine is with a, say, just for example, with a karmic partner who saw the masculine as very abundant and got into the relationship so they could be taken care of, you know, so they could have fancy things and live in a nice house and have lots of clothes and a credit card and whatever else. And they got used. Maybe this masculine got used hard. They're not gonna give anything to this karmic in the parting because they haven't earned it. They don't deserve it. So there's this real new feeling of balance for this masculine. He's not handing out money anymore. He's handing out fairness. And it's a different thing for different people. But this masculine is handing out this Libra sign. He's handing out justice, fairness, balance. I like it. And he's hanging on to what really does belong to him very much. He's gotten super clarity on this. There was probably a lot of confusion for this masculine. I'm seeing a lot of masculines that held back from leaving a relationship because they felt like they were going to lose their shirt. They're a nice guy or a nice girl, and they're just going to give it all over just to be conventionally fair. And this person has a new perspective on fairness. Very, very clear, and they're speaking their truth too. They're very vocal, and very calm and cool and collected about the whole thing. They're not putting a lot of emotion into the money situation, the division of assets, whatever is here. They're very clear in their own mind about what fair is now. So that's what I see. The masculine is just working on their security, their stability, juxtaposed to the previous partner's security and stability, or, even if it wasn't a romantic partner, maybe they were supporting a family member or friends. Maybe they had a business partner that was taking or something. There's this definite feeling of right now, the big job for this masculine in the moment right now is that kind of balance, understanding fairness, and getting to a place where things are divided fairly. Because they have gone their separate way from someone. That heavy energy of that coming is gone. I feel like it's over. And I feel like there's this administrative stuff left that they're dealing with. Okay. So let's look at feminine's energy. Overall energy for divine feminine is the Ace of Cups, Ace of Water. This feminine is finally, and I mean, for not everyone, right? Take what resonates. But for a lot of feminines, finally at the place where you understand that the love you have to offer is so valuable. You don't, okay, just to explain real quick, this is a seahorse, and the seahorse is wrapped around this huge pearl, and that's your cup. The pearl is a cup. And let's talk about what we know about pearls. And I'm hearing you don't cast pearls before swine. And I know that's a biblical reference, but not all of us are biblically inclined. If you're not Christian, that's okay. But the phrase stands, right? You don't cast pearls before swine. This feminine finally really truly understands the value of the love that they have to give, and they're not going to give it to anyone that doesn't truly deserve it anymore. And isn't it interesting that we have this mirroring energy? And I was talking about how there are different issues that we have societally as children, like girls are supposed to look a certain way and be seen and not heard, and all those ridiculous things that we hear that are valued sometimes in certain parts of society. And then for males, and I am talking masculine and feminine, male, female for this little piece, okay? It doesn't have to resonate for everyone that way. But for males in our society, it's, if you don't have enough money, or if you're not strong enough, if you're not tough enough. So this balance for this masculine is about money. It's about finances. It's about physical stability, tangible stability. This masculine's learning this lesson. Even though they had this mask that they had to wear for a long time, and they were in this place where they were kind of bound by these societal strictures of, what makes you a man, masculine. What makes you worthy or worthwhile as a masculine in our society. This masculine's getting very balanced about that. He's learned a lot of lesson about that. It's beautiful. And then the overall energy we have for the feminine is about understanding that her love is worth so much that you don't just give it out anywhere. Only someone that, this feminine over here, only someone that is worthy of this beautiful pearl that she has to offer, that has such value, is going to get it now. Where before, she just, probably in her life, she gave it out just to have some love. This feminine won't do that again. In her headspace, the Two of Water, that was just such a succinct message. The Two of Water here, the Messenger of Fire, and the Eight of Earth. I'm just going to move these up a little bit so I can see them all at the same time, because it's the artwork I need to look at now. This twin flame connection is really special. In the feminine's headspace, she has already chosen this connection. Now, whether you've chosen it romantically, for a friend, for whatever, I mean, a lot of you, it's just going to be romantically, but it's not true for everyone. This feminine has very much chosen this connection. She sees her counterpart as her mirror. And almost an exact mirror too, which is really, really interesting. It's like you guys have your little differences. You have your little differences, right? You don't like every single thing that's the same. You don't eat all the same foods, but I'm telling you, the majority of your things are so similar. Your attitudes, the way you view yourself, the way you view the world, maybe your experiences in life, very much mirror each other. And this feminine, in her headspace, I feel like she has chosen to accept this and to kind of revel in it, to be very emotionally secure in this connection. Let me see what else I'm seeing here. Hold on. I feel like this is a feminine who, given the opportunity, will invest tangibly in this connection. I feel like a lot of these feminines have saved money or have been in a place of saving money. I'm not saying you're, you know, Jeff Bezos or anything. We used to say Rockefeller, now we say Bezos. Isn't that funny? But I'm not saying that you're rich, but I feel like you have been setting aside what you can for your life, for like to set down roots in your life. Maybe you're saving for a house. Maybe you're just building up a savings account for emergencies. Maybe you're making some investments. I don't know what you're doing, but I do see you as trying your hardest to become on your own more financially stable. And I feel like you're learning more as you go, and you're doing better as you go. I think you started out small, and then it's just kind of growing, and you're doing a good job. Don't be too hard on yourself if you're starting out small, because you're doing a good job. I see it here. I feel like a lot of feminines here are saving because they instinctively know that there's going to be some action taken here, and it's going to benefit them to be financially stable within themselves, or materially stable within themselves. I think that there will be some action taken here. I'm really seeing that with both the Knights under the masculine side. And I really feel like there are a lot of feminines, it's not going to resonate for everyone, but a lot, who understand, like in your heart and in your mind, you know that things are going to shift here. And even if it's not going toward the masculine and like going to live with them, something in your life is going to change where you need more stability. And I feel like you're putting a lot of thought and a lot of planning into your future and your stability. And should things shift with your masculine, I feel like you're trying to get ready for that instinctively. I don't even know if it's like a conscious thought. I mean, it should be consciously, yes, consciously you're saving and you're working on your stability, but subconsciously, I think you kind of know with with this page of messenger of fire here between the two, I feel like there's this feeling that you know that there might be an actual shift, and in the back of your mind, like, this will be good for that too. It's a different message than I've ever gotten for Divine Feminine or Headspace before, but I definitely see an element of working for stability here and having made this real choice for this partnership to kind of swim in the emotion of this partnership in this mirrored energy, really loving this mirrored energy. It's just this feeling of feeling secure in it. Divine Feminine's heart space. A lot of wisdom here in love. Divine Feminine's been through some shit, I'll tell you, with love. You really forged your heart in the fire of the trials that you've had in your lifetime. And I'm not talking previous lifetimes, though those could play in. I'm talking about this lifetime. The feminines here that I'm speaking to they've really gained a lot of wisdom and illumination surrounding their heart. And we were saying here, the overall energy is the feminine knows their value, the value of their love now. Part of that is because they've been through so much. And they've really, instead of like encasing their heart, encrusting their heart in like armor, they've just surrounded it with fire. So they've learned some healthy boundaries here. Like, no one is getting through that unless they're bringing, you don't get through fire without water, right? So fire are the boundaries around the heart. And water is love. So you're not getting to this feminine's heart without love anymore. You know, this feminine is not going to get played anymore by someone talking about love, but having no actions that follow up. This is very much an energy of, sure, give me the words of love, but I need the action to follow it up. It's very, very knowing your worth energy here. Very illuminated about this whole game of love that some people play and not wanting to play it anymore. Love is not a game for this feminine. And she's not going to play anyone's games with it. This feminine knows she's worthy, and she can stand alone. She is smart enough, strong enough, wise enough to stand alone until someone comes forward with enough love that she wants to give love back. There's no way she's gonna hold the burdens of past pain anymore. This is some of you guys, okay, for someone out there, I want to show you this card. I don't want to talk too much about all the individual cards, but look at this card. This is the Ten of Wands in this deck, and I've never really looked at this card before. I haven't had the deck that long. But look at this Ten of Fire. There are all these little pieces of paper that are burning. There's no coincidence here. On 11/11, on November 11th, I put out a video about what you can manifest in your twin flame connection. And I gave everybody a tool on how to do that. And it included thinking about what you're manifesting, writing down what you're manifesting, speaking out what you're manifesting, and then setting the paper on fire. Some of you guys did it. If you did it, I would love to know, because I'm seeing a feminine here who, instead of has 10 wands of burden, there are 10 flaming pieces of fire here. There are 10 flaming pieces of paper that are on fire. This feminine has manifested good in her life. She's dispelled the bad and she's manifested the good, and she sealed it with fire. There's someone doing candle magic, or actually writing down your intentions and burning them, sealing that with fire, doing spell work with fire. There is someone working with fire here. It's not going to be every single person, but I bet you quite a few of you would raise your hands on that one. And it all has to do with getting very, very balanced, getting very, very in touch with yourself, within nature, with the elements. There's definitely some witchy people in this collective. People that would, even if you don't identify as a witch, you identify as spiritual and maybe Wiccan, or maybe you're just exploring your power. But there are people that are actually going to very much resonate with that. It's not everyone, but there's someone here. The Nine of Earth here, I'm just really seeing this beautiful, I'm good on my own energy until someone comes with the love that I deserve. I'm so good on my own. Really. It's an open energy. It's an energy of, yeah, come at me if you're coming at me with something worthy of me, of good. That's going to be healthy for me and healthy for you, healthy all around. I mean, open to that, but absolutely not letting in the bullshit anymore. Guarantee you there will be no more player energy for this feminine. Not this group. And it's a group. It's not just one, right? Okay, so things that this feminine is working on, she's coming out of isolation. She is no longer going to be hiding herself behind doors. Part of this might be the pandemic, right? Part of this might have been the shifts in the world and how we're getting out more, and, you know, more of us are feeling safer to do that, whether you're vaccinated or not, or what your choice is there. More of us are feeling safer to come out of doors, so that might be part of it. The Queen of Earth and the Star here. Let me just... I want to see these a little better. This feminine is working on being more generous with her time and herself with people around her. So I'm seeing someone that maybe was off to themselves kind of a lot for a while, maybe not getting out and seeing friends, or really a feminine that really pulled back her energy for a while and just focused on her. And I'm really seeing a feminine here coming out, having done the work and having recentered and refocused herself, and now coming out, spending more time with family, friends, doing things out, maybe going out in nature more. If you're an ocean person, you might be taking a beach trip. But there's this feeling of being more equitable with yourself, and like giving more of yourself to family and friends, but in a healthy way. I mean, you're going to keep your boundaries, but I think you're letting a lot more people, I'm seeing all these keys, that you're letting a lot more people in the best ways though. Like, you're only letting the people in that are coming correct, right? You're only letting the people in that are for your highest good. And I don't mean romantically letting a lot of people in, though I think that you're completely capable of that now if someone who has their ish together comes toward you, right? In the right way, with enough love, whether that's your divine counterpart or someone else. I see you creating your own wish fulfillment here. I see you going after what makes you happy and not sitting back and just waiting for life to happen. And so there's a couple schools of thought on that. Like, what's meant to you is not going to pass you by, right? That's true. But if you stay hidden in your house and you don't communicate and you don't put yourself in the world is not going to come into your house. Not going to just show up knocking at your door. You have to put yourself out there. You have to go be with people and have experiences. If you want to interact, if you want good positive relationships in your life, you have to interact. So if you keep yourself hidden away forever, you're just going to stay that way. You're missing life. So I see a feminine here that's getting out more. It's like physically taking herself out of her little woman cave or man cave or whatever it is, their cave. Yeah. Creating your own wish fulfillment. That's what I'm seeing. That's what feminine's working on right now. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm going to get some oracle cards to kind of finish this up. I decided to start doing that. Any extra messages? Okay, I got it in reverse, so I'm going to take it in reverse. Fool's Gold and hiding. I'm going to get a few more and just see what else pops, and then I'll read them all when they're all out. I don't have this deck really in reverse. There's a few cards that are different ways, but I am taking them as they come out. So however they come out is how I'm going to read them. And I usually don't read them in excess. I'm sorry, I said excess because it's on that card. I don't usually read them in reverse. But something about your intuition. You listen to it, how it is in the moment. Okay. Okay, nice way to end that. So here's a situation that's happening for some people out there. Okay, this isn't going to resonate for everyone. And there might be, like, I'm seeing this, like, I see charms sometimes where there's like little groups for different people. So this whole message might not be for the same person. Okay, so here's... The first thing I got was Fool's Gold in reverse. So, and this coming out on the masculine side over here. So I'm feeling like there was a masculine here that was definitely going for a karmic partner because they thought they looked good. Either they looked good on paper, they looked good physically, they were attractive, whatever. Coming completely out of that energy. This is a masculine who is no longer going to be fooled by surface beauty. They're looking for the substance. Also, there's a masculine here, this came in reverse, that was really, really hiding behind their work and their money and their stuff. No longer doing that. Also, a masculine over here who had blinders on. They were not seeing it. There were a lot of things hidden from them. And I feel like they're coming out of that. They're starting to really see people for who they are and situations for what they are. It's a definite feeling of tapping into the intuition and no longer letting the ego override your intuition, right? So I feel like this is a masculine who's really understood that intuition should supersede ego and is really in that place. Then we have drinking, barrier, trapped. I'm going to start with those three, right? Because I'm feeling like we got these three, we got these three, we got this one, and we got these two. So look, someone was drinking here. And it was, with barrier here, it was a block to their life. They felt very stuck, very in a mental prison, there was a lot of self-deception going on here with the drinking. Could have been someone doing something else to excess, like drugs or prescription medications, or I'm getting substance. I'm really seeing substance. Like someone was abusing substance in some way, and it kept them really stuck for a long time. It was a barrier to their life going forward. What's helping them? And then we got breaking free, end, completion, time for a new path, and retrospect. So you know what's getting this person out of this is looking back at the happy memories in their life. It's this person actually taking the time when they are not drug soaked or alcohol soaked, when they're in their places of clarity in their life, to look back at, like, when was I actually last happy? When was I last happy? And I think that's with their counterpart. This is someone that was last really happy with their counterpart, and that is helping them break free of this addiction, because I'm seeing it as addiction, and completing that part of their journey and starting a new path. Now, if you can read that. Ending, completion, time for a new path. This looking back at the happiness that they had is helping them break free of the present crap. Whatever they're doing to excess that's numbing them up, that's kept them trapped, that's been a barrier to their forward movement, They're actually breaking free of that, and it's because of the happy memories, I think, with the twin flame here. You know, for some people, there could be masculines that are having dreams and they're remembering past life situations. Because you've had go-arounds together right before. This isn't your only life together for most of you. And they could be having like prophetic dreams that are kind of like what their life could be like in the future. So I'm seeing a lot of dream state stuff. What your life could be like in the future if you didn't have this barrier between you. Maybe some dreams about what it was like in the past, kind of like as a confirmation. So it's not just a dream, it's like this actually happened. And starting to wake up to the fact that dreams can be reality, right? They don't have to stay in the dream state. I think this is a masculine here who felt like dreams had to stay in the dream state. Like it could never be real. It's just a dream. It's a happy dream. And I'm going to stay in that seven of cups energy where nothing is grounded and everything is up in the air. But understanding you could get in the 3 of cups energy here, get into the celebration of it, like this could be real. You take off that mask, if you start doing healthy things for yourself, it could be real. All right, loves, this is the end of the mirror message. Please hit the like for me. I really genuinely appreciate when you do that. It makes a big difference, the people that take that little bit of time to do it, and thank you. Please subscribe if you're new. I don't want you to miss anything. I love you guys. Make sure and put in the comments if you want me to draw a card for you next time. Right now, I'm just about to go into the section where I draw those individual cards for people that asked me to in the last mirror message. So I will see you in just a moment. Hello, let's look at the people that asked me to draw them individual cards at the end of the mirror message. So I have a couple here. We're just starting doing this, so I think a lot of people didn't see it. But we're going to start with Jackie Joe. Let's see what we get for you, Jackie. So I'm drawing from the wisdom of the Oracle this time. I was really feeling guided to that. It's interesting because when I looked at your message and I saw the time to go card, there's a time to go card in here. And that's why I picked up this deck. I don't know what's going to come out for you, but I'm going to combine that card, what I know of that card, with whatever that comes out, because it was so strong. It was such a strong visual image. I actually saw the card in my mind. Okay, that's too many. All right. We only have 2, so I'm going to take what comes out, right? Normally it's going to be a 1-card pull, but this is what Spirit brought out. All right, Jackie. So we got Breathe New Life and Buy the Book. It's time for you to make a change in your routine. I'm saying you have a new life just waiting for you. I feel like you've been doing things by rote for a long time. There's a certain way that you were taught to do things. There was a certain way that you were taught to go about your life. And it's like you followed generations before you. And only you're going to know what this is, Jackie. But I definitely feel like there was a feeling like my grandparents did something this way, my parents did something this way, and so I'm expected to do something this way. And I don't see you being sad about it. It's like literally tradition, and it's actually maybe a good thing for you. It has been a good thing for you. But it's almost time to breathe some new life into this tradition or this way of thinking that you have. I don't know if it's a religious belief or like a career, or I'm not picking up on what it is for you. Let me be quiet for a second and see if I hear anything else. Time to go, time to go, time to go. It's time to go on to a new path for yourself. New life. This one has served you in certain ways. It's like it helped you grow and come to a certain place in your life. But there's so much more expansion to be had by maybe not totally letting go of this other way of thinking or way of living, but expanding it. I see you waking up. I see you getting downloads. I see you like coming into your intuition. And I think something that's going to help you understand what this is and where to take it, like where you can expand in your life, is going to be meditation. The Breathe card is all about alignment and meditation for me. And I'd see if you're confused about this, like just get quiet. And some people have a hard time starting meditating because they have so many tabs open in their brain, like me. I always have a million tabs open in my brain. So many things I'm thinking about and plans and things I have to do, responsibilities. And so a good way to meditate if you're new to it, and just like take 5 or 10 minutes too. It doesn't have to be a long time. So start out by getting quiet, seeing what comes to your mind first. What's weighing most heavily on your mind? And then have a conversation with your guides about it. And you can speak in your mind or you can just speak out loud. I find speaking out loud is more powerful. So get somewhere off on your own so people don't think you're nuts, right? I don't know, maybe they won't. I don't know who you're around. But get somewhere where you can have a conversation with your guides and just talk to them like you're talking to your best friend sitting next to you. Okay? Let them know what's on your mind, what's weighing on you, what you're feeling and thinking, what your issues are. And then just, once you've said everything you need to say, get just quiet, get real quiet, blank out your mind, because now it's all out. And just breathe in and out and see what comes to you. See what answers come to you and trust those answers, because that's your guide speaking to you. Meditation is a really helpful tool. And if you can just be quiet, maybe talk for 5 minutes, be quiet for 5 minutes. 10 if you can handle it. But that's a good technique. To figure out what these changes are in your new life. There's new life waiting for you. Just waiting for you. I see you pushing forward. It's time to go. And my hand is even doing it. Pushing forward. It's time to go. It's time to expand. It's time to... You don't have to let go of all of the old to expand either. You just might have to let go with one hand, right? You don't have to hold on to with both hands to tradition. Maybe you hold one hand with tradition and you have the other one free to expand with. Only you're going to know what's best for you. But that's what I'm seeing for you, Jackie. So I hope that helps you. Okay, let's see what we get. Odette. Oh, Odette is the next person that would like a card. So let's see what we get for Odette. Let's see what we get for Odette. Is it this deck first? I think it's a different deck. I'm seeing this one, so I'm going to get a different deck, Odette. I haven't had this one very long. It's the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. It's also by the same person, Colette Baron Reed. So that's an interesting tie. Okay, there's a card for Odette in this deck. What is it, please? Card for Odette in this deck. What is it, please? What does she need to know? Card for Odette in this deck. What is it she needs to know? Card for Odette in this deck. What does she need to know? For Odette. Okay, there's some cards for Odette in this deck. Again, I'm going to go ahead and take them. We have the Spirit Whisperer, Divine Guidance and Higher Knowing. We have the Map Maker of Destiny, Authentic Purpose, Inspiration and Free Will. And then we have the Dream Walker, Dreams, the Collective Good Illusions. I feel like you're getting downloads in your dreams, Odette. Do you have prophetic dreams, or have you been having interesting dreams lately, like you're trying to make heads or tails of? So I feel like you're getting downloads. Do you sleepwalk? Not very many people do, so you probably don't, but I almost feel like you're you're taking actions in the dream walker. You're taking some actions in your dreams. Pay attention to the actions that you take while you're dreaming. You're getting some kind of divine guidance this way. And it has a lot to do with your purpose when you're awake. This is giving you inspiration for what to do in your waking hours. Now, like what you're getting in your dreams may be dreamlike, you know, just because you walked on a cloud in your dream doesn't mean you need to figure out how to walk in on a cloud in the 3D. But it's giving you inspiration on the steps that you need to take to fulfill your purpose, Odette. You have divine purpose here. And you do have a higher knowing. I feel like you have a knowing about this. I feel like dreams are a thing for you. Like, not everyone is that way. I actually don't dream. And it's interesting. I heard a reading the other day that it was divine protection that I don't dream. There's a reason that I don't. I rarely dream, just like, you know, a couple times a year or something. But for a lot of people that do, there's a lot of imagery in there. And there's a lot of, I keep seeing actions. Things that you do in your dreams are important to your purpose in the 3D. Higher knowing. And I feel like you kind of know it, but you need to trust it. You can start trusting what you're dreaming. And it's not necessarily that everything that happens in your dreams is going to come true, but you have to interpret it in the way that feels right to you. Because we get a lot of weird imagery in dreams, right? But I would start looking up the meanings of things in dreams. Like if you don't have an intuitive knowing that there's an owl in your dream and that's wisdom or information or truth, but the owl means something different to you. If you like don't know what that owl means, I would start looking it up and seeing what resonates for you. There's something about the paths that you take while you're in the dream state. There's something about walking paths that have a lot to do with the path that you should actually be walking in the 3D. Okay, Odette, I hope that helps you. I'm sorry this isn't about your twin flame connection so much. This is about your individual journey, but I think it's important for you to know. I think that it's confirmation in some way. Now, if you don't have nighttime dreams, like REM sleep dreams, this could be like visions you're having during the day. It could be daydreams too. It could be like you zone out and you go somewhere and you come back and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? Like I have those because I don't dream at night really very often. I have the daydream ones too. So I just wanted to clarify that. Could be either, could be both for you. I don't know. I think your dream state for you is very powerful. Okay. I love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Make sure and hit the like, and I will see you next time. Don't forget in this reading to put in for me to draw you a card for the next one, and I'll do it for everyone that asks, okay? Take care.